Did you know over 60% of first-time clients do not return for a second visit? That is so painful, but it doesn't have to be that way. That's where Maya comes in. Maya is the ultimate marketing software for the beauty and wellness industry. We have a proprietary funnel utilizing special algorithms to help connect the right consumers with the right providers at your business. This means that Maya helps you get higher spending clients you love to work with who stay the long haul. If you want to increase your revenue, increase your client count, increase your average ticket, and increase your new client retention, then you need Maya. Go to joinmaya.com to set up your own personal virtual tour and see why over 500,000 consumers have trusted Maya and the businesses we work with to find their perfect beauty and wellness pro. We promise you will love Maya.
Thank you for joining me. This is Kati Whitledge with the Beyond the Technique podcast, and I am so fired up about today's time with you. It's you and I for our Thursday short, quote unquote. We'll see how short we are. I'm going to try to move this along, but I can tell you this one lights me up big time. Today's topic, unconditional honor. Unconditional honor. Now, this is different from having a code of honor. Many salons I know have a code of honor, which is kind of like, hey, this is the code we live by. This is the standard we set. This is a little bit different. This is a military style way to transform your culture, accountability, and your leadership. This is for anybody who's in the salon leading a team or spa. Okay. If you're in it, you're leading everybody. Like, really, it's for everybody. Because at the end of this, I want you to think about how do we implement unconditional honor into our business? In the military, leaders treat their team members with unconditional honor because their lives literally depend on each other. What would happen if we brought that level of honor into our businesses? And I'm going to tell you why this is close to my heart. So a few months ago, my husband and I started to do the daily quiet time that I do, my daily morning devotional. We started doing this together. We started with going through the purpose-driven life. This is a 40-day, read one thing a day book. We each had our own book. We underlined things that we felt stood out, and we spoke about it with each other. Then we moved on to another book. It was called The Power of a Praying Parent. Same thing. Every single day, read through the day, and then we talked about it. Well, now we're going through this book. I'll hold it up. It's called Love and Respect. Love and Respect, and it's for marriage, and it comes with a workbook. Well, I'm on chapter 3, so we're kind of new into it. But all of a sudden we get to this example of what deep down we innately need. And this was specifically really trying to help women understand, like, we're naturally gifted or able to love. Like, that's the way we were designed, and just it comes very easy. Whereas men are built to have this like deep need for respect. But giving it is also more like comes more easy for them. So it might be harder for a man to show love. It might be easier for him to show respect. It might be harder for a woman to show respect, but it's very easy to show love. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. So don't poo poo it until you read it yourself. Okay. But because we all need love and we all need both. But then he shifted to share with us what is this unconditional honor? I mean, we've heard of unconditional love. And he went to a military academy, this author, from 8th grade to 12th grade. I mean, I literally can't imagine like my child going away to a military academy. And that would just be so wild to me. But people go through this. And great leaders motivated their troops through unconditional honor in the military. And he shared that he observed a U.S. Marine general speaking to his men. And he said, men, I believe in you more than you believe in yourselves. Get your head up. Get your heads up. Look at me. I admire you more than you admire yourselves. Oh man, this got to me. And he goes on to say, not only do men want to serve, but they are also willing to die in combat. There is something in many men where they're willing to fight and die for honor, to fight and die for women, children, and their friends. Whew. Okay. So I really wanted to dive into this concept of what is unconditional honor and how can that play into the way we lead? How can that show up for us? Because honor isn't giving just like praise and favoritism. Honor is recognizing the inherent value in someone, even when they haven't proven it yet, even when they have not proven it yet. So, this military mindset is that failure is not an option. Like it's literally life or death. So, failure is not an option. We're on a mission, and failure is not an option. Leaders see hidden strengths. And I love that because I feel like one of my superpowers is seeing the strengths in others and knowing how to position the right people in the right positions. They speak confidence into their people before it's earned. We often think of military being like this cutthroat, like people telling each other off, like, you're nobody, you worm, get down and give me 20. You kind of picture that, but it's like different. They are fierce about seeing and helping people see their potential. And they don't wait for potential to appear. They literally fight to pull it out of their soldiers. So, have we been waiting for our new team members or certain team members to earn honor from us? Or are we choosing to lead with it in advance? Pre-decide. Everybody's going to get unconditional. So conditions mean if you do this, then you earn my honor. Or we could look at it respect, right? Like respect is earned, not given. What if we shift that? Honor is just given before it's earned. So commanders don't stand safely up on a hill. They're in the trenches. So if you work inside of your salon, you're a leader. Doesn't matter what your title is. You're not watching people go to battle. You're like in it with them. You're in the trenches with them. So no matter who's listening, think about showing your team that you are with them, that you co-pilot with them, and then act like their success and safety matter to you because you're in this mindset of like, we win or we lose together. Think about new people on the like new talent on the floor and something goes terribly wrong with their color. Do you feel like it's not just their loss in that moment, but you're like, I feel it too. Like, I want you to win. I want this to be awesome. And when you don't, I feel it's like my loss too. We have to get in that mindset. This is where um, you become like alongside them in this honorable, unconditional way. It's really about proximity, being there with them. Friends, unconditional honor speaks to people's potential, not their performance. This is like the big shift for me. Um, and from a marriage perspective, sometimes it's hard. I will admit that I have a transactional marriage at times. In other words, I get in this mindset of, well, I'll be nice to you if you're nice to me. I'll do something nice for you if you do this, then I'll do that. That's not right. And that's never a winning recipe. Typically, it's like, regardless of how you do, I'm going to do this because you are deserving of it unconditionally. And being consistent with that, you're going to see the heart change. So know your people deeper than their metrics, catching them doing something right, even when it's small, and creating language around their identity, not their tasks. So, Melissa, wow, the color you did was amazing. Okay, that's about her tasks. But if you're like, Melissa, I need you to know I see you. I saw, and this was with one of my stylists recently. I said, whoa, when I was in, it was the first time I saw you as a mentor, and the way that you shared every detail about your steps. I had never seen you in that light. You have this in you. That's an identity statement, not like, oh, you did a good job doing this blowout. It was like, I saw you as this, because you don't know if they've seen themselves this way. So being so intentional about language, about their identity, seeing their potential, not just their performance, calling out their strengths they may not yet believe in that they have. You are naming the greatness in them before it might be obvious to them. Are you managing behaviors, or are you drawing out potential in others? Food for thought. And failure is not the end. So, unconditional honor means when things don't go great, I still have your back, because the mission is too important to give up on people. When people feel dispensable, or like, oh, I have to walk on eggshells, or if I screw up, I'm going to be looked at totally differently. And they, deep down, I can tell, or I can sense they don't really respect me, or they don't think that much of me. Like, when people feel like that, they'll stop taking risks and they'll stop growing. And you don't want that. You need to be the one to say, look, if you fail, I'm still here. Man, that almost gets me emotional. Because don't you want that too as an owner? If I do something stupid, if I've responded in a way that wasn't right, if I hurt you, please forgive me. I'm not perfect. And I need to feel like when I'm failing that you're still here. Now, I know we have boundaries and lines that you can't expect that. People move on and you're going to have to be okay with it. It's part of what we signed up for. But I know deep down in your heart that you want that too. So while people are with you, can we cultivate that type of response that if you fail, I'm still here? When trust stays intact, even after mistakes, confidence will grow exponentially from your team. And accountability with dignity, keeping dignity with others, will literally create unstoppable teams. Because honor doesn't lower standards, it elevates people to meet them. I've kind of said this already, but it doesn't matter your title, your rank. Okay. So, military, your rank does not make you a leader. In the military, some of the most respected people are in the lowest rank. And I'll think of this. I just have such respect for a stylist who, in her first year, went to New York City, spent a couple thousand or more each time to get advanced education that was not covered by the salon. And I just couldn't believe, I had so much respect for her tenacity and her desire to be great, and saying, well, this is the career I'm in. I'm going to go for it. Um, she is a protege level 1, and I have a ton of respect for her work ethic and her drive and her commitment, her dedication, her desire for greatness. I really look up to that. Leadership isn't about what position you're in, it's the presence you have. When people are around you, do you make them feel they have greatness within them? Honor allows anybody to rise. Unconditional honor, giving that helps people feel like they can rise. Anybody can. So the battlefield may not be literal, um, but sometimes it feels like having this business model is a bit of a battlefield. People are fighting lots of different personal things behind the scenes, always. Um, but you have an opportunity to create the place for them where they don't have to be perfect. They are given and shown dignity and honor no matter what. And you know what? You want people, if they ever move on, to say, I never had a leader like that. I never had a leadership team that operated this way. They set the bar. This is how it should be done. And this has inspired me. And this is how I want to be with others. It's having this leadership perspective of like, I won't give up on you. I see more in you than you see in yourself. And I'm willing to go into the trenches with you until you see it too. The team jokes like, if there's a disrespectful guest, like I'm sort of not trusted to deal with that. Because mama's gonna come to bat for you. Okay. Yeah, I will. And it could get real spicy. I do struggle with that. I think I've always been a girl's girl, or just like, if you're my family, I won't even bring up the family situation, but even when my family member did something wrong, I still had their back, right? Like I was showing up for them. uh, I love that about us, though. I think we're like ride or die people in this industry, aren't we? So here's my final question for you. Who on your team needs to know that you have unconditional honor for them? And how can you implement this idea of unconditional honor? Like, how does that become a real fabric of who you are as a business? Because it's not passive. Unconditional honor is not passive, it's not soft. You guys, it's fierce, it's focused, it's leadership in the highest form. Man, I hope that this got you lit up like it did for me. I just cannot say enough about how much I love this principle and wanting this to be real for my own businesses and for yours, because I don't think I could ever, I'm too soft to be in the military, but there is something that's a draw to it. Like, do you remember the movie? You're going to be too young maybe for this, but if there was this movie called G.I. Jane, I love that movie, and I secretly wanted to like be her and be able to do like one-armed push-ups. That was Demi Moore. She was such a baddie in that movie. And I was like, man, I want that. Like, send me to the training. I would be like, I would ring the bell too quick. I couldn't handle the swimming part. Like the swimming, no, done. I lose. I can't be in the Marines. But there's something alluring about it, and I think it's like you're all on the front lines together, gritting it, going through it, and you have your like brothers and sisters who would do anything for you and you would do for them. Like there's something so awesome about that, and like how do we make that real for our businesses? And it's just felt by everybody. Isn't that cool? Unconditional honor, friends. If you appreciate this platform, please take a moment, leave us a review wherever you're listening so that more people like yourself will discover Beyond the Technique, where we're here to change the way that you're supported in your business. Until next time, have an awesome day and stay strong.